Good morning. Today we are going to discuss lesson number 8 from our textbook India, A Journey Through Stories. We are going to discuss Ruskin Bond and his story Monkey Trouble. But before moving on to the story, let us look at Ruskin Bond as the author. So basically, he is an Indian writer and he has written so many stories for children that he is recognized for his contribution in the uh, development of children's stories. He wrote his very first novel, The Room on the Roof, at the age of 17, that you can see on the screen. For certain time period, he had been at England, and there he wrote this novel, The Room on the Roof, and published it over there in the year 1956. And then he returned to India and started his life in around the Himalayan mountains, and that is why his work captures the beauty and splendor of the mountains. And he still lives there near the hill station Mussoorie in Uttarakhand. His other famous works are Vagrants in the Valley. Then there are certain stories. He is credited with almost more than 500 short stories, and it describes the people and places who live in the mountains and how they are affectionate towards the mountain, towards the area where they are living. The remarkable achievement of Ruskin Bond is that he was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award in the year 1992 for his short story collection, Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. So, for this work, Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, Ruskin Bond received the Sahitya Akademi Award in the year 1992. There are several other short stories by him, collections of short stories by him, which includes The Adventures of Rusty. Rusty is again Bond's caricature. All right. Ruskin has presented Rusty, a little boy uh, who does various kinds of adventure and who lives in the mountains and uh, allows us to get the feel of the life of the mountains. So, Adventures of Rusty, which was published in 1986, then The Night Train at Deoli, which was published in 1988, then Time Stops at Shamli in 1989. The Hindi film Saath Khun Maaf was also made from his story Suzanne's Seven Husbands. Uh, Besides this, he has also written in several other genres such as novel, poetry, essay, and travelogue. And his novel, A Fight of Pigeons, was made into a film, Junoon. So, Ruskin Bond has a very prolific career as a writer, and to his credit, he has more than 50 books for children. Besides Sahitya Akademi Award, he is also honored with the Padma Shri Award in 1999 as well as Padma Bhushan in 2014 for his contribution in the growth of children's literature in India. And he still writes for children. His stories are very much mischievous and active, that we will feel like children again. So let us move on to the story that we are to discuss today. So the protagonist of this story is a little monkey. The name of this monkey is Tutu. Tutu was bought by the grandfather of the narrator for 10 rupees, right, from the street entertainer. So Tutu was a little monkey who comes to the house, and the grandfather of the narrator had several unusual pets. He was fond of having pets in his house. So he brings Tutu to his home, and Tutu was a very small monkey and very mischievous as well, and she was a female monkey. So when the grandfather uh, sees that a monkey is tied up most of the time, and uh, he is not happy with the she is not happy with the entertainer. The grandfather thinks of buying this monkey, this female monkey, and uh, decides to make it happier in his home. So this way, Tutu enters in the house of the narrator and the grandfather. So this narrator is about the age of 8. He is 8 years old, and he is also living with his grandparents and his grandfather, as I said earlier, that has his grandfather has an unusual habit, or you can say uh, that he loves to keep unusual pets. So his grandfather has a goat in his house. There are white mice and a small tortoise, and now they have Tutu as well. Right. So initially there is a rejection from grandmother because she thinks that monkeys are troublesome, but grandfather says that this is a little girl monkey. So they always wanted a daughter. So they find that Tutu will be like their daughter. So they welcome this female monkey, Tutu, as their daughter. But Tutu was very much mischievous. She was pretty, but she was very much mischievous. So every time she used to grin at the people, and she used to frighten people as well. And not everyone liked her, but she was very much mischievous, and so everyone had to mend with whatever mischiefs she did. The one weakness that Tutu has is she loves to shake hands with people who comes to grandfather's house. So every time someone comes, Tutu would shake hands with the visitor, and if the visitor is not willing to shake hands with Tutu, she would climb on the shoulder and rub their hair, as she does with uh, Major Malik most of the times, because Major Malik does not like shaking hands with the monkey, because Major Malik considers Tutu as a monkey and not as a uh, as an alive creature. There is Uncle Ken as well, who particularly disliked Tutu, but he has to bear with because he lived on the generosity of the narrator's grandfather. So he also had to shake hands with Tutu. If we read more of the lesson, then we would find that there are several mischievous acts that are described here. The first one is when Aunt Ruby comes to the house, she does not know that there is a Tutu, a female monkey, brought to home by the grandfather. And Tutu has a particular liking for wearing human clothes as well. She likes to cook. She likes to try everything that is there in the house. So when Aunt Ruby is not in the room, Tutu tries to wear her petticoats. So when Aunt Ruby enters into the room, she finds a faceless white blob. Right, you can read the line here. She saw was a faceless white blob jumping up and down on the bed because the petticoat was too long and too large for Tutu, because Tutu was a little monkey. So it seems like there is a ghost in the room. So Aunt Ruby is very much frightened when she first encounters Tutu. Then again, there is a second incident where Uncle Ken complains about his missing hairbrush. So they try to search it everywhere. Then they find it in Tutu's hand because Tutu was sunning herself on the back veranda. You can read it here. Uncle Ken's hairbrush was found in Tutu's hand because Tutu was sunning herself on the back veranda, and she was using the hairbrush to scratch her armpits. So this is a very comic scene because uh, she was feeling itchy in her armpits, and so she used Uncle Ken's hairbrush to scratch her armpits. So this is the second mischief that is mentioned in this story. But Uncle Ken is not quite happy with this incident. Rather than laughing on this incident, he dislikes it and he throws away the brush. The narrator tries to explain that Tutu does not have the fleas on her body, but still he has certain kind of disliking for this female monkey. Tutu is also fond of bathing, so the grandfather tries to bath her with the help of shampoo which he borrowed from Aunt Ruby, and most of the time Tutu is in the house, but sometimes she has to spend her nights in the outhouse in the company of the goat that the grandfather already had. So the goat and Tutu, the female monkey, both become friends. So in the morning, it was seen that Tutu would lie on the back of the goat and the goat would roam around the garden in search of its favorite grass. So they become friends. Tutu becomes friends with the goat that was there in the house. One day, the grandfather had to visit Meerut to collect his pension. So at that time, he takes Tutu and the narrator with him, but Tutu is packed in a baggage, so no one is able to see that there is a female monkey in this bag, but Tutu is able to see everyone around her. So what happens is she tries to uh, jump. She tries to come out of the bag, and so occasionally the bag jumps onto the floor or it rolls on the floor. So everyone is attracted to this bag. So when they get down on the stations of Dehra and Meerut, everyone came to see what is there in the bag. But Tutu remains in the bag as far as they reach Meerut. But while grandfather was busy producing the tickets, she suddenly comes out of the bag. And so ticket collector forces the grandfather to buy the ticket. So he says that, sir, you have a dog with you, you will have to buy a ticket for it. So grandfather replies that it is not a dog, this is a baby monkey of the species Macacos mischievus, which is closely related to the human species Homus horribilis, and there is no charge for babies. So grandfather explains to the ticket collector that this is a baby monkey and not a dog. So the ticket collector says that it is as big as a cat, as you might have seen the children of monkeys. Then the size is very small, so it looks like a little cat. So he forces the grandfather to buy the ticket. At that time, grandfather takes out the small tortoise that he carries in his pocket many a times. You can read it in this paragraph that after buying the ticket for 5 rupees, because Tutu was classified as a dog by the ticket collector, and so it cost 5 rupees as a fare for bringing Tutu in the train. At that time, grandfather took from his pocket the small tortoise that he sometimes carried about and said, "And what must I pay for this, since you charge for all creatures great and small?" Right. So at that time, there is an irony. You would feel it is a very comic statement that is written here. It says that no charge, sir. It is not a dog. So the ticket collector does not charge any money for the tortoise because it is not a dog, but he charges money for Tutu because it is a monkey, which is the size of a dog or which is the size of a cat. That is why. Okay. Then what happens next is there is another incident. Tutu is fond of taking bath, so the grandmother has trained her to take hot water bath in the times of winters. So she would test the temperature before entering into the tub, and she would test the temperature with her hand, right? And then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other. This she learned from the narrator, because the narrator also did the same when he used to bath. So one day, what happens is grandmother had kept a large kettle in the kitchen fire and for tea, right? So Tutu found the kettle in the kitchen, and she thought that this is a hot water to bath. So she removed the lid and entered into the kettle. So after some time, the kettle was heated, but Tutu does not realize that this is a kettle and not her bathtub. So grandmother returns and takes out Tutu half boiled from the kettle. So she is very much mischievous. She does not understand the differences that humans have with little things. So she time and again puts herself and others in the trouble that you can see from whatever is mentioned up till now. Next incident is very much interesting. What happens is Aunt Ruby uh, announces that she is going to marry. She has engaged to Rocky Fernandez and they are going to marry. So one day they go to the bazaar and they wanted to buy the ring. So at that time, the narrator thinks that I should also accompany them, and but Aunt Ruby was not willing to take the narrator with her. So narrator tries to um, follow them silently, and the same is done by Tutu. So what happens is when they are in the shop, in the bazaar, in the shop, in the jewelry shop where Aunt Ruby is supposed to buy her ring for the wedding. There, this narrator as well as Tutu both enter. And what happens is Tutu tries to uh, wear the diamond necklace that was there, the pearl necklace that was there. So Tutu wears that necklace, the necklace made up of pearls. And when everyone tries to grab the necklace from her neck, she runs away from the shop. So the shopkeeper, the jewelers was very much in trouble because it was a very precious necklace. So, so Tutu runs from the shop and she uses the shoulders of people as springboards and rapidly headways through the bazaar, and Rocky also runs behind her. There are several people, the bystanders who were witnessing this incident. Everyone runs behind Tutu because they thought that she has this precious necklace in her neck, which will be fruitful to us if we get this necklace. So what happens is everyone is behind Tutu, and Tutu is running ahead and ahead, wearing that necklace and mischievously uh, teasing everyone. Then she thinks that she should go to the house because, but she also realizes that if she would go to the house and everyone will know about her mischief, then they will lock her up. So she removes the necklace and flinges it in the small kennel that was there on the road. So everyone uh, uh, also plunges into the canal so that they can take that necklace back because it was a treasure for everyone. And so everyone tried to hunt for that necklace. So what happens is after 20 minutes, Rocky, who is fiance of Aunt Ruby, finds the necklace back. So Aunt Ruby and everyone is very much disturbed with this incident, but this is something that Tutu is all about, right? So Aunt Ruby is very much angry and she declares that I don't want that monkey near us on our wedding day. So grandfather promises her that they will lock Tutu in the outhouse and they will let her out only after she will leave for the honeymoon. So what happens is there are certain other incidents where Tutu is seen helping in the kitchen, and she also prepared the wedding cake, and she added certain herbs and spices and other items in the pots. And so it happened that occasionally uh, what happens is through her cooking recipes, that occasionally we found the chili in the custard, or an onion in the jelly, or a strawberry floating on the chicken soup. So she used to mix and mingle the recipes of the food that was prepared in the house. So she was very mischievous in the kitchen as well. One day, what happens is when Uncle Ken was eating sandwiches, his tooth was broken because in the sandwiches there were walnut shells. So Tutu is very much fond of cooking, as well as she tries to tease people more of the time. At the day of wedding, what happens is everyone is happy, and Tutu is there in the outhouse. But what happens is she is locked in the outhouse, but the uh, skylight that is kept open so that Tutu can receive a little bit of sunlight and air. So Tutu comes out of that ventilator that was there and sits nearby the wedding cake in the garden. So everyone greets her. She is also delighted by seeing the guest over there. But Aunt Ruby is not happy when she saw that Tutu is there. But Tutu senses that Aunt Ruby is not happy with me, so she leaps away and takes the top of the wedding cake. So wedding cake was made three tier. There were three tiers in the wedding cake. So the upper tier, she takes the upper tier of the wedding cake and runs away. Right. So and then also she runs in the orchard of orchard, that is garden of Major Malik, and climbs on the tree and she pelts the bits of wedding cake and also confettis on the people who were there scolding her. So she was very much mischievous at the wedding day as well. When Aunt Ruby and Rocky were about to go to their honeymoon, at that time, what happens is Tutu also sits in the, uh, you could read it over here. Aunt Ruby was not ready to take Tutu with her, or this narrator with her. So what happens is Tutu sits in the car in the rear bumper, and she goes to Masuri, where Aunt Ruby was about to stay for her honeymoon. So in a way, our lesson is all about the mischiefs that Tutu does to the family, and how it becomes a trouble for all the other people who does not realize that Tutu is a monkey, and she has certain kind of nature. So rather than enjoying her mischiefs or her acts, they are teased by her. But it is a very interesting lesson and very interesting story, very much comic story that would make you laugh if you would read it in your free time. So go through it once. I have posted this in your MS Teams as well. So read it once and go through the glossary and MCQs. That will help you a lot. Thank you so much for joining today. I'll see you next time. Thank you.